Okay, here we go. Okay, why are we not? Okay, well, I suppose it's interesting that we're managing not to crawl out of the hole that we're in here, which is just one of those things. The reason I am in here tonight instead of last night is because I ran into a bit of a problem. Software wise and otherwise, and time wise. It's kind of a triple whammy here. And I'll get into what the situation is as soon as I get done with this update. Um, I have intended to cover the Steppens Stearns trial live starting Monday. And in preparation for that, I've been looking around at the various channels on YouTube and elsewhere of the big guys that are uh, discussing the forthcoming trial and Steppen Stearns and other people related to the case. And one of the more interesting things that came up was that someone had paid $50 for, I believe, what would have been the uh, account for Steppen Stearns' public defender. Um, and when this came up in the FOIAs from these various people who requested it, um, people that followed these various channels had a bit of an upset because here someone is helping uh, Steppen Stearns and paying for his um, public defender's initial fee. They have a small fee that you pay. Uh, you're not really having to pay the full thing for the lawyer because you're supposed to be can't afford an attorney, and uh, Stearns is unemployed and was at the time that he was arrested. And so everybody said, "Oh my God, here we got somebody that's helping out this pedophile or alleged pedophile. Who the hell are these people? Are they in on it? Yada, yada, yada." And it went on and on and on. And as is the case, we got some internet sleuths out there. Uh, they found out who this person was, or so they thought. And it turns out that everybody, as usual, was wrong who was doing all the speculation about who this person was and why they paid this fee. It turns out that this is a really strange case of identity theft. Somebody stole the person's credit card and used that credit card to pay the fee under this person's name. Um, and as a result of this, that person has been harassed extensively. And um, how people get mad and they start doxing people and calling them up and doing all sorts of things. Well, another YouTuber reached out to this woman and had a interview with her, and her husband was there as well, and they explained that their credit card has been stolen. And the thing that creates the mystery about all this is, why is somebody doing this with this particular account? Um, the I'm having a bit of a queue problem here, so I'm trying to there. So what we've got is somebody being impersonated, somebody's credit card being used, and the mystery here is, what's going on? Why have we got um, this going on? Why have we got somebody that uh, basically, I guess it's a true crime junkie, suddenly finding herself in the middle of this case? Now, identity theft is not a new thing, it's done all the time. But what's unusual about this case is the stolen credit card was used to pay for this, the defendant in this case. Now, as big as this case is in the true crime community, it is not the biggest case. And it's not the only case. There's a lot of things going on. We have the suitcase murder and all these major trials going on that people are discussing. And then all of a sudden, this underfollowed case of Florida versus Stephen Stearns, we have people being doxxed and having their information stolen in order to pay for Stephen Stearns' account. Now, I don't know the how or why this is happening. You know, why would somebody do this to begin with? And why use somebody else's name? Why are they scared to put their money where the mouth is, or money where their mouth is? In this case, the and being involved in the Step and Stern case, and put their own name in their own money. Why steal get yourself in a situation where you can go to jail for a long, long time for using this individual's credit information to steal from these poor people. I mean, they didn't ask for this. And the woman sounded terrified when I heard about this and listened to the interview. I'm not going to give the name of the person or any of that. I mean, if you want to find that individual, YouTuber, you can use your due diligence and find it. And you can see for yourself what happened. But at this point, I'm not going to contribute to all of this. It's one of these things where, if you start broadcasting who these people are and everything, they're going to get in an even worse situation because you're going to have people that don't believe that they're innocent, that they're trying to cover up their mistake or what have you. And this is not the case because this has happened before. I personally have been the victim of this sort of nonsense. And, it's getting to be a thing where people go out and they impersonate people, make false accusations, write blogs, do YouTube channels, go over on their over on Telegram, Discord, BitChute, and so on, and say different things about different people that are complete and absolute lies. There's a proclivity in this country for everybody just to lie their literal asses off. And this is what's happening here. So, that's item number one. So, what's going to happen is this, as far as my coverage. I am going to go down to Kissimmee Monday morning. This is the day of the jury selection. I'm going to confirm that the case is going to go forward starting Monday in jury selection. I will then start covering the live stream, excuse me, I'm just in the middle of something here. I will be covering the trial live. I will also be following another trial happening in Orlando at the same time, but not on location. And that is what we call the suitcase murder. This is kind of a weird one where this woman put her boyfriend or husband in a suitcase. I don't know how that came about. And then sat there while the guy suffocated and died. And that's supposed to start this week as well. I'm not sure if it's going to be Monday or during the middle of the week, but it's going to start. They were going to delay it, but the judge said no. They did delay it 1 week because of the flooding here in Orlando, and thus it's going forward. And that's one of the things that kind of put a lot of what I was going to do with this case on the sidelines because with the flood, we had all kinds of situations here. Orlando got tropical storm winds, a boatload of rain, and a few tornadoes. I'm in a trailer park on the west side of Apopka, and the trailer park got hit with a tornado that did quite a bit of damage to the mobile homes here. I fortunately came through with a very minimum amount of damage. I had very, very, very minor damages, so everything's okay on my end. I just have to deal with what little damage was done. I had to do some cleaning up and so on and so forth. And then tomorrow being Sunday, I'm going to prepare for the trip and I will go down first thing Monday morning and try and figure out what's going on down there and what I'm going to do. And I will probably be on the air tomorrow night, but it's going to be for a different reason. Uh, I've had a situation ongoing for about the last 3 months with YouTube. Now, as some of you might know, I covered the Cynthia Absug case up in Colorado. Um, this is the woman that was accused of um, giving inappropriate medical attention to her son. It was alleged that she plotted to kidnap her son and possibly her daughter from the foster parents. And there was a whole hullabaloo about it. There was a warrant issued for arrest, and there was all kinds of things that happened to that case. She was eventually adjudicated guilty, and there was some things done to her in that regard. I think she got off with a slap on the wrist, but the justice is what it is. And I did lead ups to the case as well as my coverage of the case. YouTube has this artificial intelligence robot that runs around and they check various sites for violations of their community standards. And lo and behold, I started getting content removed from my channel, almost entirely having to do with this case. One by one by one by one, YouTube was removing my videos. And they said, this violates community standards, you're promoting conspiracy theories, and so on and so forth. And so in the beginning, they would take the stuff down. I wouldn't get a strike. I would be given kind of like a warning. And recently, as in September, they really bore down on me and they gave me a strike. And it was for Cynthia's journey. This is where we went through and did a point to point itinerary of Cynthia Absug from the day she left Colorado and did her sightseeing tour and finally wound up getting arrested um, up in Montana. Now, these are true events. They're in the police records. It was in the trial, all this stuff. But Euclid says, no, 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 no. You're advocating a conspiracy theory. And so all these videos that have related to Cynthia Absug, YouTube took down. And last one, they gave me a strike. And then there's another one that I got a strike. Now, what surprises me is that I'm able to get on the air tonight. I don't know how that happened. And because of that, I'm probably going to be off YouTube for maybe circumventing their terms of service or whatever. I don't know what's going to happen. But there was nothing in the restrictions that said I couldn't live stream. But I have a feeling that this is going to be the last time that I live stream on YouTube. Number one, because they might just kick me off the air. But number two, I'm fed up. Now, yes, this channel is the property of YouTube. They have the right to determine the content. I'm not arguing with that. What I'm arguing with is they're inconsistent. They can't seem to make up their mind what's allowed and what's not. And this, I'm not running around saying that, we have fish people running around or lizard people like somebody else that we all know. I present things that can be fact checked. You can go to the courts. You can go to legitimate sources and double check whatever is said on this channel. Yet YouTube doesn't do that. They have this robot running around checking for community standards violations and whatever criteria they use. I don't fully understand it. Knock these channels off the air. I'm not the only one having this problem. I have heard from hundreds of streamers that are saying that, yeah, this has happened to me. People, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's just all of a sudden this AI thing is going crazy and striking YouTube channels all over the system. And so as a result, I've been doing research into alternatives. And right now I am doing a multi-stream to my Twitch channel as a test. There's probably nobody over there. But the way I intend to do this is I'm going to simulcast to Twitch, Rumble, and a couple others as I set these accounts up. Because I'm not really losing much here. I don't get anyone on this channel. I've got 4 people on here right now. And, my content numbers have been very, very low. I get very few people that come into this channel. So I'm not really losing anything when this channel goes away. It's one of those things. Because, if YouTube is going back 2 years to find content on this channel to strike, they're eventually going to knock me off the air because I'm going to hit that limit and they're going to say, well, you violated so many times, they got to take you off the air. And so I'll be gone. And the people over on Telegram and BitChute that have been calling me Whitey Boulder and saying that I'm a criminal and all this are going to be happy as a clam because I'm finally going to be off YouTube. And that's, that shows you how much these people believe in the First Amendment. But, it just seems to be the way it is anymore. We've gotten paranoid in this country when it comes to who does what on the internet. And out of an abundance of caution, for whatever strange reason, YouTube has decided that they're going to knock everybody off the air. And so I'm going to be a casualty. I've been on YouTube since almost the beginning with my various channels. And that's going to be it. Um, I'm going to basically do this day by day. Now, when Monday rolls around and I'm done with the court or I do a stand up, I'll attempt to live stream. If I'm able to live stream Monday, then maybe I've bitten the bullet a little bit on some of this stuff. But the way things are going, I don't expect to be on YouTube much longer. And that's it. But I am going to be testing out alternatives. Rumble, Twitch, Telegram, BitChute, and a couple others. And one channel that I'm seriously thinking about, depending on the expense, is Roku. Years ago, back during my coverage of the Casey Anthony case, it was recommended that I put up a channel on Roku. And the reason I didn't do it at the time is because it requires people to go out and buy a Roku device, a streaming machine, so that you can get on Roku and watch my channel. I do not know if there's a way to watch a Roku channel without having the Roku device and having a Roku account. I'm doing research in that, and I will let everybody know what's going on there. And my main channel for giving everybody information as to what's going to be going on is going to be my Twitter channel. I will be leaving messages on there whenever I go on the air, and I will, as I evolve the situation, I will give um, advice on what other content I will be publishing and where. I always try to do things either 9 o'clock on a Friday, or Saturday as well. 9 o'clock Friday or Saturday Eastern, with other times being used when I have something on these, breaking news or what have you, that I would come in and do that. And as far as recorded material, uh, I have to figure out where I'm going to put the recorded material because, you know, YouTube is more trouble than it's worth. Now, I do have a room over on Facebook, and so I may go in there. It's for From the Desk of Witness Live, and I have not used that in a long time, so I'll probably use that as well. But um, live streaming is expensive. The equipment involved, the time involved. I have to use streaming services to get on YouTube, and it's getting to be a waste of money. And especially when YouTube decides that my content isn't up to their standard. And so it looks like my days are numbered as far as that's concerned. I'm not going to be silenced. I'm going to find alternative places to do my um, participate in society here. I'm going to be going to these trials, whether I live stream them or not, because that's something I've always done. I've gone to trials and I've watched the proceedings. And whether or not I live stream them or do live tweeting or whatever it is the court allows, as far as me being in there, or just sitting there taking notes, and then after I'm done with the trial, I get on these various social media sites, um, Twitter, I don't know, X, or BitChute or other places in order to contribute my peace of mind to everything. But I don't ever expect to go viral or anything like that nonsense. There's too many people out there. I'm not the most skilled live streamer out there. So at this point, everything's in flux. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing in the days to come. I'm going to try and figure it out, but we'll see. So I guess um, since there's not a whole heck of a lot going on other than we've got um, Stephen Stearns. Hopefully, we'll start Monday. Sometime this month in the very near future, we're going to start with the Delphi murder trial, uh, which I'm going to pay attention to. That thing has gotten completely bananas. And there's other things going on out there. Um, So as we start to wind things down, if I don't see you again, those that did come in over the years and watch this channel, and there's some very loyal people out there that came in, and I appreciate you being here. But all good things must come to an end, and it looks like this is what's going to be happening in the next coming days or weeks or whatever. Because that's entirely up to YouTube. And, one of these days, if this channel just disappears, you'll know why. Until then, this is William K. Murtaugh, Witness 1. Have a good one.